Hello and welcome to this CrowdProperty funding opportunity for 4 and 5 Station Cottages, London Road, 6 Mile Bottom, Little Wilbraham, CB8 0UJ. Now, CrowdProperty is a peer-to-peer lending platform designed to facilitate loans between private individuals and professional property businesses. CrowdProperty is authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority under permission number 723959. CrowdProperty is not covered by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme. There are risks with any loans you make and your capital is at risk. CrowdProperty endeavours to protect all lenders, and this is done by registering the legal first charge against the property project. This means that in the very unlikely event a borrower defaults on the loan, CrowdProperty will be able to take ownership of the project and manage it for the lenders. So this opportunity then is 4 and 5 Station Cottages, London Road, 6 Mile Bottom in Suffolk, CB8 0UJ. It's located midway between Cambridge and Newmarket. The site comprises a terrace and end of terrace former railway cottages, together with large rear and side gardens. Planning has been granted to construct a new end terrace dwelling and a separate chalet bungalow in the rear gardens. 6 Mile Bottom is located approximately 10 miles east of Cambridge city centre and 6 miles south of Newmarket. The Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors valuation of the existing properties is £918,000 and RICS estimate the gross development value at £1.655 million. CrowdProperty has agreed to lend the borrower £611,000 as a first phase raise. It's a 15 months maximum loan term, with a first charge security being taken to protect people investing in this particular project. Here's the location. You can see on the left hand side there you've got Cambridge on the M11, and then coming from junction 14 of the M11 you've then got the A14, which is leading you across to the right hand side there, and you can see the flag there of the CrowdProperty symbol just at 6 Mile Bottom. So that's where the site is in relation to Cambridge. Top right you can probably just make out the words Newmarket Heath. That's up there sort of just off the A14. That's where it's situated. More detail about its location: well, 6 Mile Bottom is 6 miles southwest of Newmarket and 9 miles east of Cambridge. 6 Mile Bottom is predominantly residential but benefits from a local shop and St George's Parish Church. A village named Wilbraham is just 3 miles away, and that has a nursery, a primary school and a post office. But 6 Mile Bottom itself has a population of just 84 people, according to the stats were put out in 2006, and comprises of a scattering of houses either side of the Cambridge to Ipswich railway line. To the northeast of the village is Newmarket Racecourse and a 100-year-old thoroughbred national stud. Cambridge itself has a population of approximately 124,000, and of course it's famous for its historical university. The city also boasts a number of diverse industries in research and design, engineering, software and pharmaceutical businesses. Now, the borrower is proposing to build the property and sell the existing numbers 4 and 5, and then the number 6 and 7, which is going to build, it wants to refinance and hold those. So the property then is located midway between Cambridge and Newmarket. 6 Mile Bottom is a small hamlet comprising a few houses either side of the Cambridge to Ipswich railway line. Access to the M11 is via the A505, which is 7 miles to the south. The existing houses comprise 2 existing former railway cottages of traditional construction, together with side and rear gardens. Planning consent has been granted by South Cambridge District Council. The approved planning permission application is S/0640/18/FL. That's for the scheme. A further planning permission with the reference number S/2400/18/FL was submitted to improve on the parking arrangements for the entire site. Permission has been granted for the renovation and reorganisation of numbers 4 and 5 Station Cottages, plus the construction of a new attached house and separate house in the gardens. Properties will benefit from a mix of private and communal car parking to the rear for each of the houses. The conversion stroke construction works, well, that's estimated to take about 38 weeks. The borrower intends to sell and refinance some of the projects I explained before when the project is completed. It's a 50-month loan term, and of course first charge security is being offered. So here's the existing numbers 4 and 5 Station Cottages. They're going to be renovated. So number 4 Station Cottages is going to remain in its current form, but improvements will be made to the external appearance by changing windows so that they match those of number 2 in its style and its colour. Number 5 Station Cottages will see the retention of the existing properties, but improvements are going to be made to that property and renovations to it to increase the living environment and to improve its appearance to both the front and the rear. The existing rear extension of number 5 is going to be demolished. Internally, there's going to be a first floor bathroom, because that currently is on the ground floor. A large rear kitchen diner is going to be put in, and improved accessibility within the property. The property will still benefit from a large rear garden of approximately 175 square metres, and CrowdProperty will have a first charge over the properties you can see on your screen there in the reddish sort of colour. Number 6 Station Cottages is going to adjoin number 5, so that number 5 itself is a mid-terrace, and then number 6 becomes the new end of terrace. So the borrower is proposing to build a new 2-bedroom house on the side of number 5, so that number 5 becomes mid-terrace and number 6 it becomes the new end of terrace. The extension will match the existing properties in scale, style and fenestration, and the introduction of the side extension will provide symmetry and balance to the line of terraces. The dwelling will benefit from 2 off-street parking spaces adjacent to the front entrance, and the parking will be accessed off the new side driveway. I'll show you that in just a few moments. So to the rear is proposed a small single-storey extension giving additional living space, and the dwelling will have a private garden of approximately 57 square metres. Moving on then to the new build 5-bedroom chalet bungalow. This is number 7. It's going to be in the gardens of number 4 and 5. So in addition to the new end terrace dwelling I've told you about, planning's also been granted for a new 5-bedroom detached chalet bungalow to the rear gardens then of number 4 and number 5 Station Cottages. The existing unsightly outbuildings and sheds will be removed, and the design is conceived to respect the privacy of the neighbouring dwellings and maximise the views across the open landscape at the edge of the village. The new property will benefit from a large private garden, approximately 700 square metres, and the property will be provided with 3 parking spaces accessed from a new driveway. So let me show you then the project proposal site plan. So we've got here London Road. That's property number 2, there's number 3, there's number 4. This is number 5, which was the end of terrace, or is the existing end of terrace. It's going to be remodelled and extended out the back, and then number 6 is going to be added onto the side of number 5. I'll show this in a little bit more detail later on. Some parking here, and then when you come in here, you then got access to number 7 at the back. It might be easier for me to show you here in the 3D design. So you can come in here off that main London road. You can then drive in here to these other properties, number 2 and number 3, up through here. Coming up the side lane here, you've then got parking for number 7 here at the rear. The floor plans look like this. So this is the existing property that's already there. This is number 5. It's going to be remodelled so that there's an extension out the back. You come in through a new door. They're putting a cloakroom downstairs, removing the bathroom and putting that upstairs. You then come into a lounge diner in this section here, and a kitchen dining room here. So that's that section through there. You come up the stairs, you then have a bathroom upstairs, 3 bedrooms been retained, bedroom 1, bedroom 2 and bedroom 3. The new build of number 6 is going to be coming in the front door here straight into the lounge. You've then got a cloakroom just to the side with then access into a kitchen and a dining area and access out to the garden. The lounge then leads you with the stairs going upstairs to this area here, which has got a large bedroom to the front, a bathroom also on the first floor, and bedroom number 2. So that's then the extension of the terraces. Let's then look at the proposal for the large chalet bungalow, which is number 7 which is built in the gardens. So as you come in through the front door here, you've got a cloakroom just to the left hand side of you. On the right hand side you've got access to a study, but you've got then a very exciting open plan. You see the stairway as you come in here, but a large open family space and dining room and kitchen. And then you come in here to a private lounge, which has a fireplace built into it, but great views over the land here out of all of these spaces, so lots of light coming into it, into this section. And of course in the kitchen you've got lots of roof lights as well. That indeed leads you into a utility space, which then has access to a boot room and access out to the back garden, and also a separate shower room. When we then come up to the first floor via that stairway, you come up here and you then got access then to your master bedroom here, which has a dressing area and an ensuite. We've then got 5 bedrooms, so master bedroom is number 1, bedroom number 2, bedroom number 3, bedroom number 4 and bedroom number 5. Bedroom 5 has the benefit of an ensuite too. There's a family bathroom here as well, but the interesting thing is here, this is an open sort of galley type walkway, so you've got access to look down into the kitchen over the side of that walkway, so lots of light from the roof lights also flooding in to the downstairs kitchen as well, and lots of windows here overlooking the views out into the countryside. So an overview then of the project financials and the proposed loan. It's a 2-phase raise. The first phase will be £611,000 towards the purchase price. A second raise then will be held for £362,000 towards the cost of the works to renovate. The current market value of the existing property is £918,000. That's been verified by RICS. The estimated build costs are £370,000. The total GDV, the gross development value, that's £1.655 million based on the addition of the 2 new residential dwellings, and RICS have verified that figure. The loan term is no more than 15 months. Initial loan to value is 66.56%, with the expected loan to value at exit of 65.77%, including that rolled up interest. The loan amount is drawn in phases. £611,000 is what we're talking here on this webinar. It's the initial raise towards the purchase price. Then the second phase of £362,000 will be raised 1 month after the build has commenced. The initial loan to value is 66.56%, secured with a first charge against the property, paying 8% per annum interest to investors on this project, and that interest is going to be paid at the end of the project. Remember, it's a maximum loan period of 15 months, anticipated by the development team to be around about 12 months, but CrowdProperty is saying it'll be no more than 15 months, and indeed it'll be no less than 6 months. The loan will commence on September the 26th of September 2018 or thereabouts, and the capital plus the interest will be repaid from the refinance of the loan. So let's then talk a little bit more then about the borrowers, Fred Walamba and Zakili Milo. In 2016, Fred, along with his business partner Zach, they set up a property development company called Mayfair Global Developments Limited under the company number 103-73113. Fred has over 15 years property development experience, having completed a large variety of different schemes with a combined value of over £10 million. Fred has previously specialised in land purchasing and securing planning permission for developments designated for change of use, and he's well accustomed to the student accommodation market. He successfully completed a number of high quality student accommodation schemes. He currently owns 6 properties, mostly occupied by students, with a net worth of £2.9 million. Fred holds a first-class degree in economics and a Master of Business Administration degree with a specialism in finance from the University of Leicester. He also holds an MSc in Finance and Investment Banking from Nottingham Trent University, and also has an MSc in Real Estate from Aberdeen University. He's a Fellow of the Chartered Management Institute, that's the FCMI, and the Royal Society for the Encouragement of Arts, Manufactures and Commerce, that's the FRSA. He has over 10 years experience within the construction industry, both in the UK and abroad. Zach's wide experience focuses on successful project delivery, guiding and working alongside their supply chain. Zach's role is to ensure delivery of all the projects whilst fostering and maintaining the team's direction and growth. Here's some case studies of projects they've worked on together. Westerly Waterless, that's in Cambridgeshire, a 6-bedroom house approximately 3.7 miles from the borrower's 6 Mile Bottom project. Located then 3 miles south of Newmarket. Construction of a new 6-bed detached property. Purchase price was $225,000. They secured an improved planning consent. The total costs equated to approximately $300,000. The house is currently on the market of £850,000, and they've also negotiated so far offers in excess of $800,000. So the predicted profit on this project is over $300,000. Another case study and background on some of the projects that Mayfair Global Developments have done. This is Birmingham Road in Luton. Fred and Zach have recently jointly completed a development of a 4-bedroom detached property in December 2017, which cost them £195,000 to purchase, £150,000 development costs, and has a GDV of $695,000. They also applied to build another house on the same land, and planning permission was successfully granted for the construction of a 2-bedroom detached property with development costs of $125,000 and a GDV of $300,000. The site was recently sold to raise funds to invest in this project. The 6 Mile Bottom project is their third jointly owned. On completion, this development will mean that they own 40% of the properties in the hamlet. The total current estimated asset value of their business is estimated at £1.2 million. Here's some of the power team that Mayfair Global Developments are looking to work with. They're using the architect Graham Peel. His business is Chantry Architects Limited. For the building control, they're using IDIS Building Control. The construction has been done by Paul Wolf Construction. Some of the work that they've already done between 2001 and 2002. Wolf Construction built 2 semi-detached houses with detached cart lodges and outbuildings on a historical site adjacent to BTO Trust in Nunnery Place, that's Thetford in Norfolk. The build duration was about 9 months, and both sales were agreed prior to their completion. In 2004 to 2006, Paul purchased a large plot in San Pedro Montemaya whilst living nearby there. Paul also obtained planning for the construction of a large 4-bed dwelling with an annex, and it also had an infinity pool. The villa was sold for €1.35 million. The plot cost €400,000, and the build costs were €575,000. Between 2013 and 16, Wolf Construction built a further 2 new build houses in addition to a barn conversion. 2017, they built a new build house for a client at N Willingham. That was 200 square metres with a build cost of $288,000. And Paul Wolf in November 2000 gained membership of the National House Buildings certificate, so the NXBC is what he holds, and that just gives you an indication of the background of the construction companies to be helping on this particular project. In the principle of being very clear and very open on CrowdProperty, we want to just talk about an issue that you may find if you were to Google Fred Wellember. CrowdProperty is quite happy with this. They've done their own due diligence. For this benefit, VVT is the initials of a student that I'm going to talk about in just a few moments. They were the appellant, so they went to an appeal against the Secretary of State Home Office back in November 2010. Now, as part of the due diligence that CrowdProperty carried out on the borrower, it's important that we share with you a tribunal that Fred was a key witness in back in 2010. VVT was a student who gained postgraduate qualifications from London College of Professional Studies. That's the LCPS. That used to be owned by Fred in 2009. VVT applied for leave to remain in the UK as a Tier 1 pro-study work migrant. The college, the LCPS, had previously been sold by Fred Wellember back in 2008, and he was involved in a separate contractual dispute with the new owners over money. Now, Fred won this case, but the company then went bankrupt, so he was unable to pursue the matter further. Fred was asked by the Home Office to provide insight into the validity of the awards that VVT were offering. The judge determined the certificates were false, as the London College of Professional Studies had never offered such courses, and VVT had his visa withdrawn. VVT in his written evidence cited Fred as his signature was on the certificates, but VVT considered that he was a victim of the separate contractual dispute. The judge concluded that LCPS did not teach any non-accredited courses, nor itself award or issue postgraduate diplomas in any subject. The judge also concluded that the new owners of LCPS had misused Fred's signature in the issue of certificates in courses that had never been offered by LCPS. The judge accepted that Fred would in no way wish to cause distress to a genuine student. The judge said he is or has been embroiled in litigation with his successors at the college and may have every reason to be as awkward as possible with them, but I do not find that this battle at all likely to extend to attempting to destroy the future and reputation of the appellant. Now, full details of this tribunal can be found on the internet by simply searching Fred Walemba. So CrowdProperty believes in responsible lending and also responsible borrowing. The amount of this loan is based on the project and experience. The total agreed to be lent is £973,000 over 2 phase raises. The initial raise will contribute towards the purchase price, and the second raise will contribute towards the cost of works upon verification. The loan to value of the property is 66.56%, which falls to 65.77% when you include the rolled up interest and if it goes the term of 15 months. CrowdProperty will have the first charge to protect lenders in the event of any default. First phase draw of £611,000 represents 66.56% loan to value. The remaining funds will be drawn on independent monitoring surveyors verification, and the RICS view on the gross development value of the whole project is £1.655 million. That's made up of number 4 being valued at £300,000, number 5 £345,000, number 6 £295,000, and number 7 £715,000. The loan term is a maximum of 15 months, but it could be as short as 6 months. So your next steps then are to make sure that you understand the loan. Please carry out your own due diligence on the developers and this project, and then decide how much you would like to lend. Visit then the website, that's crowdproperty.com, and pledge on launch. The launch is live on Friday the 31st of August at 10 a.m. in the morning. It's already available to review on the website, but it will go live for pledges at 10 a.m. on Friday the 31st of August. And then CrowdProperty will conduct the necessary anti-money laundering checks on people wanting to invest in the project, and then you'll be invited to send your funds when requested to your CrowdProperty bank account, and then you'll start earning interest on completion of the loan agreement. So thank you for listening to this particular webinar. I hope you could support this project, please, and we look forward to you joining us again on more webinars helping us to fund projects on this platform.